Hello and welcome back to Embodied Astrology. This is a weekly series where I share practical teachings and intuitive messages about the astrology of the week ahead so that you can work with this energy to embody your most authentic self and live your best life. As always, there's lots going on astrologically this week. We are going to be entering Cancer season towards the end of the week, and there's some really interesting transits leading up to that point. I have 3 messages for you about the astrology of this week, as well as ways that you can work with it to really ground this energy into your day-to-day life. This week, Venus is like going on a journey through Leo that I think represents something that is going on within our own creativity, our self-expression, like creative projects. Maybe there's a new hobby, maybe it's our relationship, something divine feminine that is going through this really interesting trajectory. So last week on Saturday, we had Venus enter Leo. Leo's a very bombastic, bold, sparkly, creative, playful sort of sign for Venus to be in. And it feels like in this new sign, Venus is like kind of gassing herself up. She's getting a lot of interesting ideas. She's thinking outside of the box. She is really getting a grander vision of things. There's like a bigger picture. And then midweek on Wednesday, she kind of gets like, she gets sort of stopped in her track. She gets caught off guard in a way that she wasn't expecting. The technical nitty-gritty of this journey, this transit, is that on Monday, Venus is going to interact with Uranus, which is the planet of disruption and innovation and change. Then on Tuesday, Venus has a little bit of a moment with Neptune, which is all about dreams and ideals and vision. And then on Wednesday, Venus is opposing Pluto. Pluto is the planet of power and transformation and resilience and going on an underworld journey. There is this sense that I get about the early part of this week where we've been emboldened to really embrace our authentic desires, to put ourselves out there creatively, romantically. There's something that has given us a little bit more courage or boldness or even brashness. And then midweek, there comes this moment of like, oh shit, I don't know, that was there. There's something that's kind of like telling us to pause or wait up, or like we haven't seen the full picture of something just yet. And when I tap into this astrology, I get the sense that we shouldn't let that deter us. It's a momentary blip on the radar. Perhaps we needed to notice something that was really there that we didn't know, that was subterranean, but is giving us a fuller picture of how to proceed. And what I'm saying is, don't let that roadblock stop you or tell you that whatever you're seeking is not meant for you, or however you're expressing yourself is not welcome. I think there is just a moment of pause, of realization of what other dynamics are at play so that we can continue to move forward in a way that does feel really authentic and unfettered and true to us. So I'm curious to hear how that lands for you guys. So you're gonna have to leave me a comment and tell me what the heck this is all about. Then as we move into the week, it feels like we are receiving this long-term opportunity to really look at themes of self-worth, of our relationship to money, our relationship to our bodies, and how we can heal all of those things in a very Taurian way. Because on Friday, we have Chiron moving into Taurus. Chiron is a minor planet that represents the myth of the wounded healer. When we look at Chiron in our charts, there is this signature of ways that we've been hurt or wounded in the past, really deep cuts that we feel inside. And when we understand how to work with Chiron, we can learn to heal from those wounds and also teach others how they could heal from similar wounds. Chiron has been in Aries for a good chunk of the last decade. And with Chiron in Aries, there's this very kind of like fiery, bold, individualistic energy to it. I feel like this is probably one of the places where like the toxic therapy speak kind of came into play online and on social media, almost like weaponizing of mental health, I feel like. And so as Chiron moves into Taurus, we get this very different flavor of how we heal and what we are healing. When we look at Taurus themes, we're thinking about money, we're thinking about worth and self-worth and worthiness. When I think of Taurus, I think of nature and like the healing power of plants and our environment and being outside. Hopefully there's an element of like healing our environment and our world and taking care of the planet, because that's so important. And I think with Taurus, a sign that reminds us the importance of grounding and slowing down and taking our time. When tough stuff comes up, to really sit with it, to not feel like you have to rush through the healing or like, gosh, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to feel this anymore. And I will do anything and say anything or be anything to like get out of this discomfort. You know, Aries is a sign that's very impatient. And with Chiron moving through Aries, maybe there was like an impatience around how long it takes to heal from certain things. But I do think Chiron in Taurus is here to remind us that sometimes healing takes time, and that's okay. And sitting with tough emotions is incredibly important. Like, we don't want to bypass, we don't want to toxic positivity, we don't want to run away. We want to stay and sit and be present with these things and allow them to take as long as they're going to take, and to really be in our bodies through the process, to sit and acknowledge and feel whatever is coming up, and understanding that the more authentically and fully we can lean into that and take our time and process what's coming up, the sooner that can move through us and the sooner that we can move on. And then on Sunday, June 21st, we have the summer solstice, which is marked by the beginning of Cancer season. So the summer solstice, of course, is the longest day of the year. It is the day where we will have the most light. It's going to stay lightest, latest. And when I tap into the energy of the summer solstice, I get the message that we are just supposed to really like embrace nostalgia. Cancer is a sign that is associated with nostalgia in the past, and kind of the comfort that indulging in nostalgia really brings. And so my practice for you this week, and particularly on or around the summer solstice, which is on Sunday, June 21st, is to like really lean into summer nostalgia vibes, whether it is having like a pool party or a picnic or a barbecue, or just like enjoying a popsicle or an ice cream cone. Like, immediately when I was meditating about this, I saw like running through a crazy daisy, like doing the slip and slide, like all of those cute summer nostalgic things that we used to do when we were kids. And so whatever that means for you, it just feels like a time where engaging in that sort of stuff and revisiting those sort of things can feel really fun and almost kind of therapeutic. And I just think that's really cute. And I just wanted to pass along that recommendation to you. So you're gonna have to let me know what it is that you do to celebrate the summer nostalgia on the summer solstice. And that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I love making these videos for you, and I love hearing how the astrology lands for you personally. So go ahead and feel free to drop a comment about what goes on for you this week, how maybe the Chiron and Taurus stuff shows up, how the whole Venus journey shows up, and obviously what you're gonna do to celebrate the solstice, because I think the more cute, nostalgic ideas, the merrier. And if you're feeling a little bit lost and disconnected from who you truly are, and you're interested in the idea of using astrology as a lens for connecting with your authentic self and discovering your unique potential, go ahead and book a reading with me. You can use the link at my calendar below. Thanks again for watching, and much to discuss next week. I can't wait to see you back here soon.